Start with the set, because that is where all of this begins. In 2022, the cameras are rolling on Wicked, 2 films shot back-to-back over the better part of a year, an enormous cast living in England, and working the kind of hours that wear the edges off a person's ordinary life. Ariana Grande is Glinda, the role she had wanted since she was a kid singing into a hairbrush. A few names down the call sheet is a Broadway actor named Ethan Slater, a Tony nominee who built a career playing SpongeBob on a stage 8 shows a week, a man most of the people who would later have opinions about him had never once heard of. They came from different planets. One of them fills stadiums. The other one took the train to a theater on 46th Street. On a shoot that long and that sealed off from the rest of the world, the two of them got close, and that closeness is the thing every other part of this story grows out of. Here is the part the internet never got past. While the cameras were running, both of them were married to other people. Ariana had married a luxury real estate agent named Dalton Gomez in 2021, a small pandemic ceremony at her house in Montecito with under 20 guests. Ethan was married to Lily J, his college girlfriend, and the two of them had a baby that was only months old. So when the romance surfaced in July of 2023, it did not land as a love story. It landed as a scandal with 2 marriages and a newborn attached to it, and the reaction was immediate, and it was vicious. The reporting at the time held that Ariana and Dalton had quietly separated months earlier, and that Ethan had split from Lily J before anything started with his co-star. The public did not stop to read the timeline. What people saw was 2 married actors from a beloved movie falling for each other on the company's dime, and the woman who had spent a decade as Pop's sweetheart got recast overnight as the other woman in somebody else's marriage. Lily J gave an interview that did not flatter anyone. The comment sections did the rest. For a couple that had just gone public, it was about the worst possible weather to walk out into. A lot of relationships do not survive that. This one dug in. In March of 2024, Ariana's divorce from Dalton Gomez was finalized. The settlement reported down to the dollar the way these things always are. Ethan's own divorce moved through the courts around the same stretch, and instead of waiting for the noise to die down, the two of them did the opposite. That November, they went Instagram official, a soft launch, one carefully chosen photo that the entire internet screenshotted and took apart inside of an hour. Against the odds, and against most of the people watching, it started to look like the gamble had worked. Then came the good part, the stretch where it actually looked like a relationship instead of a controversy. Through the 2025 awards season, they showed up together, hand in hand on the carpets, a little public affection in front of the only cameras in the world that matter for this kind of thing. For one short window, they were not a scandal. They were Hollywood's complicated golden couple. And if you were one of the people who had defended them through the worst of it, that was the stretch where you finally let yourself believe it. The turn comes almost the moment they reach the top. By October of 2025, the breakup chatter starts, and the version that kept getting repeated landed on one idea that Ethan was struggling with life inside Ariana's spotlight. Consider the man for a second. He spent his whole career in theater, a world where the work is the work and the private life mostly stays private. And then, more or less overnight, he was the boyfriend of one of the most photographed women alive, walking through paparazzi he never signed up for and reading comment sections about his own face. Whether that is the real reason, only the two of them know. The signs, though, kept stacking up, and the fans who track this stuff for sport started counting them. In November of 2025, the press tour for Wicked for Good got going, the victory lap for the second film, the payoff for years of work. The couple that had once posed for everything suddenly did not. Watch the footage and you can see it. They stayed out of the same frame. Ethan went missing from carpet after carpet, event after event. There are innocent ways to read that, since press tours are chaos and schedules collide, but fans do not read it the innocent way, and they are not always wrong. When two people go from inseparable to invisible, the math gets done for them, whether they like it or not. Here is the part that tells you who these two actually are. By the time the breakup reached the rest of us, it was already long finished. The reporting held that they had quietly split months before any of it went public. No announcement, no statement from a publicist. The clearest public tell came when Ariana's Eternal Sunshine Tour opened over a weekend in Oakland, a return to the stage and exactly the kind of night a devoted partner shows up for, and Ethan was not there. Early in June of 2026, the news finally formally broke. Nearly 3 years, done. The way it ended is the whole point of telling it. There was no public war, no dueling statements, no messy feud playing out one post at a time. The reporting described the split as amicable, the two of them still friends, still supportive, two people who gave it real consideration and decided together to end the romantic part and keep the rest. Ariana's camp made a point of heading off the obvious assumption, the one where the new music has to be about the heartbreak. And the word was that the new album was not inspired by the breakup and that none of it is about Ethan. If that holds, it tells you this had been over inside their own heads for a long time before it was over on paper. Step back and look at the whole shape of it. A movie set the world could not stop watching. A romance that detonated into one of the biggest tabloid stories in years. A couple that refused to hide, that walked the carpets hand in hand and seemed to outlast the worst of it. Then a slow fade down to a couple of empty seats at events they used to attend together. The loudest beginning anyone had seen in a while closed out about as quietly as a thing can close. There is a pattern under this one worth saying out loud. The onset romance is practically its own Hollywood genre. Two people thrown together, working impossible hours in a sealed-off pressure cooker, feeling things that may have everything to do with the circumstances and very little to do with whether two actual humans fit. When the cameras stop and ordinary life comes back, the thing that felt unstoppable on location often does not survive contact with a Tuesday. Put global fame on one side of that and a quiet theater career on the other, and the relationship is carrying a load from the first day. So the real question, the one actually worth chewing on, is whether the spotlight broke Ariana and Ethan, the cameras and the scrutiny and the impossibility of being a normal couple under that kind of glass, or whether this was always going to end where it ended. Two people from two different worlds who found each other in an unreal situation and then drifted back to the lives they came from once the situation was over. There is no clean answer, and that is probably why this one stuck. Tell me where you land in the comments, and if you want the real story behind the headlines instead of the screenshots, you already know what to do.